Let's take a look at some of the most exciting Hot Toys releases this year. Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this video I'm going to outline the most exciting releases from Hot Toys this year. Again, my most exciting, the ones that I actually particularly liked, and most of which I've actually pre-ordered or have them in hand now. So again, this isn't a definitive list. Everyone's list is going to be different. So in the comment section, you know, you don't have to chime in and say, what about X, what about Y, what about Z? Because it's not, you know, an exhaustive list. It's just my list. These are just the figures that I particularly liked. But I do want to know, what were the most exciting Hot Toys releases so far this year for you, and maybe even some third party or in-art or statues or whatever. So let's take a look. So the first thing is, this is a figure that I don't actually have in my collection. I have no intention of actually getting, because it's a Disney Plus show and I don't particularly like the Disney Plus shows. I've watched them all, but they don't have that rewatchability as far as I'm concerned. But this figure was the closest I came to ever buying any Disney Plus figure or property, any figure from any Disney Plus show. This, what's it, the Captain America, the Sam Wilson cap from Falcon the Winter Soldier. Show wasn't great, but this figure looks amazing. The head sculpt, the pop of colors, the articulated wings. Some of these blogger photos, they just look, some of them look like covers of comics and stuff like that. So instantly, like, I can definitely see Sam Wilson there. It's not, I don't even have to look that hard for it. It's just a really, really strong head sculpt. I like the kind of the visor and stuff like that. The suit I wasn't a fan of on screen, but I think it works a lot better as a figure than it does actually in live action. I'd be interested to see if this appears in the upcoming Captain America 4, or even, I know he's got a new suit and all that kind of stuff, but maybe he has this as a start and for some reason he has to change, you know, the usual thing. Because I think people want to see this on screen again. It's actually a direct lift from a comic. There's a few of these photos that look, that just looks pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it's just, again, not a figure that I'm going to get, but I did think this was exciting. Even that pose without the wings with the shield on the back definitely is going to pop on your shelf. And seeing as he is the new Captain America, maybe we don't actually see this again. So anyway, not one for me, but I do particularly like it. Now, the rest of this, only like 4 more on the list. I only did 5 because, like I said, I don't get everything. So this here is one that I literally unboxed yesterday. So this is the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Ahsoka Tano, based on the likeness of Rosario Dawson from The Mandalorian. That episode of The Mandalorian, when Ahsoka first appeared, we first see her in live action, was some of the best. I go as far as saying it was some of my favorite, if not my favorite piece of Star Wars media out there. It's definitely up there. Really, really enjoyed it. Like, and yeah, look, to be fair, this figure is not perfect. Aesthetically, it looks great. I struggle to see Rosario Dawson here. I think it's a great Ahsoka likeness. It's a great sculpt, but it's not necessarily the best Rosario Dawson likeness. And I do actually like screen accuracy, so if it's an actor, an actress playing a role, I do like to see that particular person's face in it, because that's what we saw on screen. Not that I'm a major fan of any particular actor or whatever, but it's just, that's what I have in my head when I think of, you know, Iron Man. I think Robert Downey Jr., and now when I think Ahsoka, I see Rosario Dawson. So anyway, putting that aside, there are some issues with the elbow as well. I'm hearing numerous complaints that the seamless arms, they're breaking at the elbow. And I did notice when I tried to bend the elbows, which I believe are single jointed, they feel single jointed anyway, a bit limited articulation, and they're very, very stiff. So you really have to pose them with a lot of care. I'm just worried they're going to snap at any minute. But this pose here is something that I would love to do. At the moment I have her with the poncho and lightsaber blade, or just the hilt in the left hand, lantern in the right, and her second, the curved blade, just hanging off her belt with a little clip. And I actually really like it. I'm incorporating the diorama and all that kind of stuff in Grogu. But I have CCFLs ordered from her from Art 15 Custom that are quite expensive, but they're the 2 different ones, 2 hilts and the light up CCFL white blades, and I'm really looking forward to just wiring that up and trying my best to hide those wires behind her. But really looking forward to seeing her pose up like this. Yeah, just absolutely loved that particular episode of The Mandalorian, and it's a bloody good figure. Definitely has its issues, but still a very, very exciting release. Next one, another one which pairs so well with a CCFL. You can't see me there, but no, forget it. It's directly behind me. Ah, there we go. That's him there. So that's the DX-23 Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian. Particularly, like, what's not to love? this is the ultimate triple threat. Do I like the source material? Mandalorian season 1? Absolutely. That particular episode? Absolutely. Do I like the character? Yeah, it's Luke Skywalker, of course. You know, come on, star of the original trilogy and all that. And do I like this particular version? Yes. Like, this was the kind of the Rogue One. This one here, the Mandalorian season 2, is like, it's kind of like the opposite of Vader. It's kind of like Vader, I suppose. Vader in Rogue One, seeing Vader come in and absolutely trash the place. Amazing scene. And this is kind of the Luke Skywalker version here too as well. So you've got the Jedi tunic, which actually looks amazing underneath this. It's nearly a shame to cover it up like this because the tailoring is very, very good. The head sculpt turned out very well, and a lot of people were skeptical because they were calling it CGI Luke, whereas I thought the CGI was quite good. It was fine. I mean, they brought Luke Skywalker back, but then I saw him appearing, I think it was episode 6 of the Book of Boba Fett, and yeah, that was an amazing job. That was actually way better than the original CGI Luke from the season finale of Mandalorian. Anyway, the head sculpt's on point. The Jedi tunic looks amazing. You can just take off the robe altogether and it still looks amazing. You get to see more of the head sculpt. You get to see all the kind of cut and sew and the tailoring and stuff like that. I've got mine lit up with a CCFL from Art 15 Custom. Like, they're expensive, but I really, really like the look, and just turning on and off with a switch and all that jazz. So this here, I've kind of posed mine similar, but he's got like his left hand is kind of like the force push, and I have that done. And he's kind of the tunic, the head, the hood is just pumped back a small bit or pulled back a small bit, and you can see a bit more of his face. So very exciting figure, and it's like there's not much to it. You know, it's a tunic, it's a robe, lightsaber, head sculpt, but it's just really, really commands attention when you walk into the room, I think. Next thing I was really excited about, this is one I don't have in hand yet, but I have ordered one more payment with Sideshow, and then they will be shipping it. It's the quarter scale Dark Knight. If you've been following the channel, you know that I want to have 3 quarter scales. I want to have a quarter scale Iron Man, or basically a quarter scale Marvel, quarter scale Star Wars, quarter scale DC. I've got the Iron Man Mark III for the Marvel. I've got this on the way for DC, and at some point I would like a quarter scale Star Wars, but I think I'm going to hold off. We've got 2 Vaders now, so I may not get that Vader. So this here, I mean, look, this is Bale's my Batman, and this is my favorite Batsuit. I always wanted to see how Batman would work in a real world, and I know a lot of the comic book purists maybe didn't like the suit because it wasn't comic book accurate, but I love this, just the kind of like this armored suit, this Kevlar suit with all the segmented armor parts. It just always liked the design of it, and I'm really looking forward to having this in quarter scale. However, I have heard reports that the ankles on this are particularly weak, so that's something that I might have to deal with when I get it. Hopefully my copy is okay, but yeah, I mean, head sculpt's good. I really, really love the base as well, and won't be posing it like that, but I may be posing it with the sonar eyes and the something like this. Maybe I might ditch the sonar eyes and just have the sticky bomb gun in the backpack, because the Hong Kong heist scene is one of my favorite it's one of my favorite scenes from the Dark Knight. Yeah, that looks great, but this cape looks wired, or a bit of Photoshop going on here, stuff like that. Particularly like the base there with the kind of like hawk or whatever it is. So yeah, that's an exciting one. Looking forward to getting that in hand. Bespin Luke, one that I just got in hand recently. Again, I've got a CCFL ordered for this. Star of the show here is, I think, the base. USB powered. I have to get a USB-C and hook this up, but I just love the look of this because that's that red-orange glow from underneath. But these 2 little kind of mini generators or whatever they are, they light up as well. I think that's just a great touch. It's an environmental base. It's not just a circle or a hexagon or a diamond. It's a piece of the set. It makes sense. I just think he looks great as well. You can even just like pop the blaster in the holster there, get him hopefully with the, unfortunately it's not a USB powered lightsaber, otherwise I would have held off on the CCFL. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having the base lit up, these 2 towers, and him with the lightsaber. I might actually pose him with the lightsaber in the left hand and the blaster on the right. Don't think he ever actually did that in the original trilogy, but nonetheless I think it will look pretty damn amazing. Yeah, so they're like 5 really exciting, or the kind of, I thought, the most exciting announcements, or should I say releases so far this year. 3 of them I have. One of them's on the way, and the last one I'm not going to get. It's the Sam Wilson cap, but I still think it's pretty damn exciting. So look, that's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know what have been your most exciting releases so far this year. It doesn't have to be Hot Toys, it can be in-arse, it can be in-arse. That's brilliant. I like that. In art, it can be third party, it can be a statue, Lego, whatever it is. Yeah, you can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.